wait a minute. I don't, not even.
What do you mean you don't? Yeah, okay, see. He's been away from the camera so long
Yes,
that he's forgot.
Well, we had COVID, you know.
So if you want to be more photogenic, you're going to have to take that big glob of egg off your chin.
Yeah, Steve.
Or we can...
I think Burl did that.
We can film you anyways. You just got a yellow spot on the front. We have just observed a high volume water leak.
From?
Water pump.
So that's what the whole problem's been all along?
Well,
since I bought the... From Steve?
Well, see, all the bolts have been off. We've done this before. So I don't know whether it's a chronic thing or a stupid thing or just exactly what. But somebody's got to fix it. Looks like I'm standing in his shoes. So I don't know what the hell.
Are those the shoes that you are standing in?
Okay, guys, I'm here with our buddy Joe. Joe came to town and we put him to work on our Jeep. What happened was...
it's made by Daimler Chrysler, that's the problem.
Our radiator...
No.
Well, we had...
we lost something.
We lost radiator juice.
Coolant.
And it was pouring out all over the ground. Not all the time, just some of the time.
Only when it had water in it.
No.
Coolant.
That's not true, Uncle Joe.
Well, as soon as we put some in here and wound it up, it did it.
No, you should have seen it pouring out, Joe.
It was extravagant amounts.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, we're thinking it's, what are we thinking it is, Joe?
Water pump.
Water pump.
Because it's coming out around the pulley and down over the end of the crankshaft pulley. On the belt, getting thrown across the yard. That's about as close as I can get to it. Oh, that's...
So we're believing it's a water pump. So there we go.
Until we find out something different.
It's got all these little doodads on it.
It's a little sweetheart. It loves me. The part that I forgot to bring with me. What the pulley's doing on the end of the apparatus there. This is quite the contraption.
Of course it is.
There's a little chart for how to put the belt back on it because it looked like somebody from Europe put this on.
You want to move in and do close-ups, Mike? Whatever you want to do, this will be just kind of an overview of things.
Do not breathe the toxic fumes.
It tastes bad.
The joymans.
It's
You even getting...
My dog's on your tail.
My tail's on your dog. What is that thing called?
This?
Yeah. A bolt?
Well, it's a bolt with a stud on the end of it so you can tie more garbage to it.
Yeah, there you go. Extensions.
It's a fine piece of engineering.
It is. Star Trek would be proud.
Sometimes. So let's see.
If old Rito was alive, he'd be having a shit fit by now.
Why?
Been messing around with all this stuff. So we're taking off.
Oh my god. That was plenty tight for aluminum.
The torque was 160.
Adequate.
Imagine the torque on those aren't too much, huh?
Well, they're not supposed to be. I'm going to guess somewhere around 10 foot-pounds. That other upper one there was air-inch tight. It's just, whoop, and it was tight.
Could have broke that aluminum.
Normally they just gut the aluminum and then you have to get out the helicoils and talk to God and make all that junk work.
Making the junk work. Well, at least we didn't wait too long on this.
Well, at least you weren't alongside the freeway going, I wonder what's wrong with it.
Well, we only got to drive 12 minutes to work. But I think it was that 15 minutes of warming up time and then driving out there and just parking and leaving it.
Just when you go to work with this, throw some hot water on the window and drive away. You don't have to wait for it to warm up.
I was waiting for my the inside to warm up.
So the seats are warm?
Yeah.
You're driving the wrong car for warm seats. Ooh, again, over Turkey.
Over torque. Underpay. So we're going after the water pump, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in fixing the junk. Now I gotta take that out of there because this doesn't go with that. I'm gonna go get one more tool while I'm still standing around.
At least have faith in it.
No. When it says this on it, that means the Mercedes guys got to it.
Daimler,
Yep.
Chrysler Corporation, Vehicle Emissions Control Information.
Yeah,
Stay the hell away from it.
something like that. So I'm pushing on that, and I don't get no action. What the hell?
What kind of action you're supposed to be getting? O'Reilly's is okay, isn't it?
We don't care where you get it, as long as you get it.
What about Napa? O'Reilly's is pretty good, isn't it?
O'Reilly's is good.
If you can sing the song.
Oh, O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
They only want the metal, not the plastic gears. Or whatever Joe suggests. I'm not.
Well, that little red thing isn't supposed to come out in little pieces.
If they don't answer, I can't order anything.
It's okay. Oh, I see how that works.
It's a holiday.
The little red clippies disintegrate after a while.
I guess so.
So the end result there is you're not a very happy guy when you're trying to work on it. Oop, I broke that too.
Sure.
I don't think you have much
He said,
choice.
do you mind if I do? I said,
So I
yes.
do mind.
yes, I do. I mind.
Well, I got that off. I'm surprised they didn't put an O-ring on there. That's just got a big glob of glue on it. That's pretty cool. Very cool.
Well, he put me on hold so long, he hung up on me.
Well, doesn't that work?
Call Napa then.
Call anybody that'll answer the phone.
They got one chance here. Hang up on me. Don't you know who I am? I'm a deplorable.
A depraved deplorable. That.
I am sure.
Oh, come on. Why does everything... It is just tight.
Yeah, it's too tight for me.
I got a wrench. I would...
Heard that story before.
Huh?
He's taking you hold again.
So, we want the lower radiator hose.
He just hung up again.
We want the lower radiator hose and all the coolant to fill it. Whatever they... Well, it had green shit in it. We put green shit in it. And a pump, and I think we're done. But what gets me... You can't see fuck all in here. The bearings don't... Oh, yeah, the bearing is loose. Where the dog is? Over there. Why didn't we grease that frick a little bit? Ah, see what I tell you?
No, he went over.
They went the other way?
He's with Mike.
Oh, ha! Ooh, tight. Ooh, tight. God almighty tight.
Lay down.
Jesus Christ. Well, I can tell you why this don't work. Over torqued.
Thank you for calling over the auto parts unit. Denny, how may I help you?
Yeah, I need to see if you have a water pump for a 2006 Jeep Commander.
Alright, give me 1 second here.
And coolant.
You just need that water pump.
No, I need bottom radiator hose. What else?
Jam
Joe?
clamps.
And the clamps for the hose for the bottom one.
Clamps for the bottom hose.
Okay. I can tell you we do have clamps. I have 2 options for you that are in stock for that water pump. I have a Master Pro and a Murray. That Master Pro has a 1-year warranty. The Murray has a lifetime warranty. The Master Pro is $79.99 and the Murray is $95.99.
It's $100.
Huh?
$100 bill for the good one.
Yeah,
Lifetime
let's get the good one.
The hood.
you said you need the lower one?
Yeah, the lower one.
Alright. It does say I have that in stock. It's a Gates. You're looking at $19.99 for that.
Okay.
Perfect. And the clamps for it.
Alright. Anything else for you?
And the clamps for the
Lower hose.
lower hose.
I can tell you we have a pretty wide variety of clamps, so we'll have some.
Okay. You want to work that up for me, and I'll be right down.
And you'll need coolant to fill it.
Oh, and coolant, and coolant.
And coolant for it?
Yeah.
How much do you need?
Let's fill her up.
Complete fill.
Complete fill.
Yeah. You looking 50-50 or concentrate?
50-50.
50-50 is fine.
Alright.
Did he run off again?
Probably.
What name do you want me to put that under?
Steve Long. Steve, L-O-N-G, Long.
Alright, I'll get that set aside.
There he is.
You want me to pay for it now?
No, you just pay for it. We go pick it up.
Okay, I'll be down in 15, 20 minutes.
Alright, sounds good, sir. You have a
All
great
right.
day.
All right, thanks.
What'd you get? O'Reilly's or?
Yeah, O'Reilly's.
Oh, cool.
Auto parts.
Now that bolt screwed in with the threads that far. I'm gonna guess it's the wrong bolt in that hole.
Looks like it.
Still got thread. Oh, the other thing is it may be rusted in.
All right, if I can get out of here, I'll go.
I can pull ahead some more. Or
I think I can make it.
don't,
We'll look.
don't wreck it now. We need one.
Yeah.
Wreck it later.
Yeah, make sure Prudential's gonna buy a whole new one.
Man. Shit.
That's why you grease that junk when you put it on. Because I can guarantee you that you'll never get it apart again, and the block that's all aluminum it screws into. There'll never be any more threads in there again.
Those gaskets.
See, there's how much thread's supposed to be engaged, a half inch.
So gaskets on that are going to need to be
That
replaced,
stuff will all come with it.
unless they did it wrong.
Hey, it's life in the fast lane. Well, if you're going to buy a $100 water pump, they're going to sell you a gasket or a tube of salt.
Before Steve leaves, make sure we have lift off.
And they put Torx to hold that stupid pulley on there.
Are you getting a cold?
No. I'm breathing the fumes off of that hog there. Well, this is the time of the year you get all that crap, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think I know how I got my cold when I got it. Little kid named Steven came on, and he had a little runny nose.
yeah.
And I think maybe from there, but anyway, I ain't gonna talk about all that crap. So this is a 2006 Jeep Commander with a full-blown.
Want to be HEMI in it?
You know, it runs nice and smooth and great in the snow. But shit happens, I guess.
Well, this is better than the ones that had the 6 cylinders in them, because the harness for all the wiring run around the back of the head, they didn't protect it at all. You go back in there and half the wires are cut off. Very special.
Well, that's what you were telling me. They just kind of sheared off.
Yeah, that just bucks all that.
I think it went
nasty.
down and hit the ground.
Yeah. Well, see, I can't.
It's over there.
I got. There's got to be 1, 2.
Man, if you didn't know where they were.
Well, that's that deal where you steady working on junk for 20 years, 40 years, 50 years.
1,000 years.
Yeah. Everybody needs junk.
Everybody needs junk in their yard to make them feel like Sanford and Son. Sleepless and timeless, you're the best thing I ever seen.
Come on.
You're in my heart, you're in my soul. You be my breath should I grow. You are my lover, you're my best friend. You're in my heart.
One of them dandy longest.
At least it didn't have rust all over it. How could aluminum have rust on it?
Because
Because that's part of it's not.
now the block's iron,
Yeah.
and somehow it leaked water back in there, and they started talking to each other, and it was a bad deal.
So we need to clean that bolt up and oil it up.
Something like that. Come on, baby, hit the hole.
Come on, baby, hit the. You move to me. Down, go down. Okay, push forward. There you go. See, I could be on Survivor being an instructor. Move over that way. Lift that up.
Higher, lower, longer, harder, faster.
Don't listen to them. Listen to me.
So whomever did that last time wasn't very particular about how he did it.
Probably bolts or someplace else. It's supposed to be somewhere else. Go down toward me a little. There you go.
Awesome.
Well, to do all this stuff you do, Joe, you have to have a lot of patience.
Well,
I just,
I'm gonna guess that if you spend enough time married, you end up with that. Well, you got to deal with lawyers too. So between lawyers and wives, your life is splendid.
you know, I probably had, when my ex-fiance cheated on me, and I didn't let her have another chance, you know, I was really, really pissed off about that. And so I just called it off. Never entertained it again. I wouldn't
Wise
even.
man.
Well, I don't know how wise it was. Maybe,
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, huh?
yeah, maybe not. Because when I was 18, 19 years old, I really wanted to have children.
Oh yeah, you think about all that stuff, and then the partner you pick is somebody that's not interested.
Well, she ended up having kids and everything, and I think she was a pretty decent person. Her mom was, you know, real good religious person, and
Religion has very little to do with that. I had a girlfriend that was married to a priest. That didn't stop any of that monkeying around.
yeah.
So she
Well, it
was
should if
she
it-
was in charge of
Not loose, huh?
the fun section after. Oh, look at that! There's another one in it.
Well, I think they should have put about 1,800
More bolts. in it.
bolts in there, and then nobody could ever figure out how to get it off.
Just make it round, put a snap ring in it, go click, click.
Yeah.
Or the Cummins. The pump's in there with 2 bolts in it.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
Yeah.
And an O-ring.
Yeah. Well, can't imagine that.
That. Some of this stuff, somebody actually thinks about it when they do this. And then there's a whole bunch of these guys. No.
You're a genius.
What did he do?
They moved their car. He goes, oh, they moved it. Well, duh, Ralph. There ain't nothing there unless they've got a cloaking device on it.
Something down there is very hot.
Comments from the peanut gallery. All right, well, you just shut your mouth and leave.
Oh, we found another rusty one.
No.
What's the matter with you?
He said he's not 100%. He never has been.
I think about 45's about right, ain't it?
I ought to take you both on. That's all I need to whoop your guys' ass at the same time. Come on, I'll take you both on.
All right, Roger.
I should rip my shirt off.
Please
That'd be
do.
Roger. That'd be Roger.
There you go. I think you still have one on the bottom, right down here at the bottom.
All right, I'll let you.
Looked
guys
like it to
be.
me.
Where?
I
Where?
don't know, but it
You're
acted like
you're
it.
hallucinating again.
It acted like it.
There's that hole, and that hole, and that hole.
Asshole.
And then the neck goes around there,
Okay.
and I got the one in front of it. The only other one would be... Oh, right there's another one. My God, when did they stop?
I don't know. But it sure looked like it needed another one pulled. That was too damn tight.
Well, yeah, it should have just fell off, but why would it go easy at this point?
You know, when you don't go to work and somebody else drives your bus,
Oh God.
you know, I didn't like that because I've been real nice to it, you know. When you got it in, cruise control,
Yeah,
and you start going up a hill and it wants to shift down,
there we go.
and it jumps up to,
Look down in the hole.
yeah, I see it.
And it's pusing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's pusing forth.
You know how it tries to shift down and it jumps way up over 4,000 RPM? I don't let it do it. I don't let it get over that.
Well,
I take the cruise control off and
the thing about that kind of a deal is they call it shift cycling. And what that does is make them do pretty erotic stuff.
yeah, and I don't
And
like it.
It's hard on stuff.
Yeah,
And I know a guy's got a motorhome and it shift cycles, and I go, we'll stake the pan down, we'll set the shift points, and I'll quit doing that shit. It's like, okay. And we haven't got to it. And when that Allison shifts up and down like that,
yeah.
it will just yank the drive line out of them. It'll yank the transmission out of them.
Well, I just never have been a fan of, you know, going so hard on the RPMs that,
Well, when you get into all this new shit, where the new Chevys and Fords all have 10-speed automatics in them, and when you demand power, it drops 3 gears easy,
yeah,
and then the motor goes right to the pin as hard
Yeah.
as it'll turn.
yeah, you don't
And I'm like you, I don't like to see that because it doesn't need to do that. But the whole system's set up to do that, and it's like, why?
So I just drop it out of cruise control by tapping the brake, and then I'll just kind of keep it around 2,500 or even.
What motors is them things, you know?
I don't know. I think they ran off of.
You guys don't check your own oil, do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, we do.
What color is it painted?
It's
Aqua. It's kind of a
brownish.
Brown? Wow.
Kind of the same color as. I think we put 1040 in it. Just right out of the old quart bottles.
Well, it should get 1540. Is it gas or diesel?
Might be 1540. Well, it's propane.
Oh, it's gas motor then, or
Yeah.
it's a diesel converted. You piece of crap.
So anyway, I like being real nice to it, and so when I know somebody's going to be driving it, it bothers me because I take care of it. And so when we get over to the shop yesterday to get Steve's paperwork, they're draining all the propane out of the tank
Why?
because the propane pump quit, and so they were going to replace it. So they just drained probably 100 gallons out. So I told Steve, I said, don't go back around there, let's go around the other side. We don't need to be having that blowing in our face.
Well, there's an O-ring that goes on that tube.
Let's see that.
It's right here on the end of that pipe.
Is it there?
Yeah. Well, it would have leaked, but
So that whole unit is this whole thing comes with it?
yeah,
Is that well, it's
spin it. Yeah, it's got a plastic impeller in it too. You don't want that one.
I'll bet if you could hold it, it would just spin.
No,
maybe.
it doesn't do that. It's and this O-ring here may have been what was leaking.
Well, it's off. Change it.
Yeah.
and I could not believe, it was like, that was amazing.
Down in Wendover, the next town to Bonneville there, and they moved in one of those joints. Went in there, and the place was completely full of flies.
Oh my God, I don't doubt that.
And I'm like, what's causing this? Don't you guys know how to take care of that? And I'm like, so we stayed there a little while and gave it up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you got to be careful around that kind of stuff.
Hey guys, this is Steve. We were filming the Jeep and taking the water pump off. The camera's messed up, and we had COVID. We didn't know it at the time, but we knew we were a little under the weather. But we'll use that as an excuse. So enjoy, and now on the next video you'll be able to see us put it back on. All right, thanks a lot. Don't forget, subscribe and do all the good stuff. Push the bell, push the button, and all that good stuff. And thumbs up if you would, please, sir. You got it on like you did with Mom's.
That's a Ford radiator cap
I got 13 minutes and 55 seconds.
before the frost starts coming onto the screen.
So we're trying to find a bolt that this had, what kind of head they call that on it?
Corxs.
A torque head on it, and it's stripped out. So we're gonna fabricate our own little head on it, and we're gonna torch weld it. And so we can't find a bolt anywhere in the country,
So we're gonna make it work.
so we're gonna just do something that'll work forever.
So you got a vise in there, right?
I do. Give it a toss. You get that put in the vise and squeeze it in there.
So I'll just come in.
Braise it around there.
I could braise it, but well, what do you think, brass or put her in there?
Man, that you're the expert on that. I wouldn't know what the hell to do with it. If I tried to braise it, it'd ruin the whole thing.
I can do it in brass for sure. Here's mine. We're good. Go out here. Commence operations.
Commence the operation! What do you think there, Frisco? Huh? How many diesel engines and things have you seen your daddy work on? Huh?
Not very many compared to others.
How much does one of those tanks cost filled up? $200?
No. You can get the pair of them for less than $100.
Oh.
The bottles.
The bottles is what cost,
The
right?
bottles don't cost a lot either.
They charged me for that TIG,
Yeah.
the gas.
Oh, it's argon.
It was very expensive.
Well, they've gotten pretty high-handed about that shit because if you got argon's a little more trouble to get. And that's like CO2. You end up using CO2 in a lot of that crap because it's cheap because everybody uses it.
Right.
And then,
Well, knowing me, I went to the most expensive thing I could find.
well, the quality of the weld is dramatically different when you use, like when you're MIG welding, you use steel mix for that. You can weld that down there and it's beautiful. It doesn't throw slag and shit. It's just nice. The other side of that's the...
You're not going to hold that with your hand, are you?
No. That's about right there. There. Ta-da.
Last time I saw Rito was right out there by those bags. Says I'm really sick. Well, thanks, Rito, for coming over and telling us.
So if you went to the parts store and they cut you off a straight piece of hose like that,
That's straight?
would you be upset with that?
Yeah. That's how you cut it?
Oh yeah.
What do you do, squeeze it and then cut it?
No, I don't know what the fuck. They had too much pot the night before. They just grabbed that shit and started galfing on it.
The only way you get a bad cut like that is if you squeeze it and then try to cut it.
Oh no, if you put it through like a regular hose cutter, you can pinch that down or a bandsaw and just go right through it and it comes out straight. But what they did is they started with one hand and then they started chasing across the, and they don't, well see, and the other thing you don't know is most people don't know to put like WD around the outside of the hose so when the blade goes through it, it just goes like butter. They don't understand all that shit.
Well, there's always a trick to something. To everything.
Well, no, it's not so much a trick as think about it a little bit. Just a minute before you commit to, oh, we made a really big mistake.
I'm surprised you kept it.
Didn't do anything with it. Screwed. It had to be 2 inches long, but it didn't have to be like that. Very difficult to assemble that way. But I'll put that all up there, heat that bitch up, and we'll have a real fucking bull. Click. It's just been demonetized. Actually, this stick of brass is just a little bit.
You want to get something to clamp up on there?
It doesn't have to be. I'm just trying to get this level so I can. There. Much better. The dog doesn't like this at all.
Where'd he go?
Probably next door.
He goes through there's a little hole, so he doesn't get out by the road.
Yeah. It's just the right size for him.
And they're chickens. The chickens come to roost. Like Louis Farrakhan, the chickens have come home to roost. Feels pretty good. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go let my dogs out for a minute.
Do that.
Where's that bolt you made, basically, that we filmed but you didn't get it on film? I don't know if he filmed any of it, but this had a, what was like a hex thing or something?
Torx.
Torx?
That internal, kind of like an Allen.
Like an Allen
Only it
section?
was star looking.
A star, okay.
They're
And
junk.
it was so tight, Joe couldn't get it out,
Now we twisted it off.
and so it
Twisted the guts
stripped
out.
that hole, kind of, basically.
Yeah.
And you had to get it out of there.
That's
So
it.
you ruined the
I took-
Starplex thing, or whatever they're called. And so you
Took the air chisel and took it out.
took the air chisel and took it out, and then you welded this head bolt, this
I
bolt head on there,
took it.
which is actually better if it
Well,
holds.
I think it's a better choice for what we got to deal with than what we had.
Looks cool. Looks like it's how it should be.
Good. That doctored up.
So what's that you're putting on there?
This is flange sealant or gasket eliminator. It's what it is Loctite.
Oh yeah.
And until the air goes away, then it becomes solid. It becomes a gasket. This is what holds a Series 60 together. They don't have, I think there's just a handful of gaskets in them besides the head gasket. The rest of it's all this stuff. There.
So put it on all the leaky places.
Well, it comes off easy when you go to scrape it. It's not a obnoxious glue. And the way it came to life is John Deere, when they were putting their crawlers together, there was no good way to put gaskets on the top of the transmission cases and stuff, keep the water out. So they had to make that stuff, and they just bare metal everything, slap it together, and it's solid. No more leaky. How am I going to do that?
We should have pulled this in the garage when it was together. At least you could have had the nose in there.
Doesn't matter. That light feels good right there. Any of that stuff, but I did it just because.
And you put some around the thermostat?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the housing. I put grease around the bolts so that they don't become solid. That's the other thing I gotta do when I get. There's nothing there that holds that up. So I gotta figure out who gets what.
This is what that guy was saying on that video I was telling you about. The shop put a new pump on his Jeep when he
Yeah.
bought it, just like I did,
Yeah.
and the shaft broke, and so he was overheating and he was changing everything, cleaning out his radiator, putting new hoses, everything he could think of to do, he was doing.
So
And then he took it to a shop, and they said, "It's the pump." And he said, "They just changed my pump," and it was just spinning. It was just.
Yeah. When the 471s come out, went in service, which is after your 671, they would peel the impeller off the shaft, or the drive out of the end of the blower rotor would go away. So it would run along there and get scorching hot and then blow all the water out of it. And that's one of the first things my dad got to work on these is they'd bring them in and they'd get really hot, and he'd take the radiator cap off of them and let them sit there, and he'd just tie the motor wide open and the water would circulate for a little bit and then it'd just go flat. And then you let down the throttle and the water would start to move again. So you know the impeller's undone on it.
Oh,
This is the other thing you don't get when these guys do this in the shop. They don't grease or never sees this stuff. So it ends up being well, like that one bolt we took out, it was rusted in all the way.
rusted all the way. Nice coughing and hacking in there.
Amber moved to the suburbs. Molly moved out of state. Dawn moved on to the next world just to get away. got me so